Welcome back to the channel, my FreeMelon friends. Thank you so much for joining me once again. I am Eli, and today we are going to tackle the controversy surrounding water. There is so much confusion as to what kind of water is best for human consumption. Mineral water, hard water, soft water, alkaline water, spring water. I'm going to definitively give you what you need in order to know exactly the type of water that you should be drinking. And as I usually try to do on this channel, this should be extremely easy for you to understand. This requires no elaborate scientific talk of any kind. I'm not going to be using any of that. I'm just going to be using just straight natural logic to drive home an understanding to you that you'll carry on with you for the rest of your life. Okay, so here we go. In the early movement of empiricism into the nature of the human body and physiology and whatnot, the leading physiologists, anthropologists, naturalists of the time were eager to discover what exactly caused the body to age. And what was discovered was that it wasn't really time that aged the body. It was degeneration that aged the body. Not having to do with time, but having to do with lifestyle factors. They looked at the difference between children and the elderly. They noticed that old age results from the replacement of elastic tissues in the body by hard, dense, and fibrous tissues and lime salts. Also other hard, earthy, inorganic materials and minerals that are deposited in the body that cause a hardening and a general stifling and encumbrance of the body's functions. Deposits of such material causes a stiffening of the joints, of the arteries, of the organs, and all of the other endocrine glands in the body, whereby the deposits of this earthy, hard material cause a stiffening and, in the end, an impairing of their function. Now, if you watched my lecture on salt, this won't be any news to you, and you would know that the body is incapable of digesting and assimilating inorganic hard material, or minerals, Inorganic minerals taken into the human body are simply waste products and they need to be eliminated. So if a lot of them accumulate in the body, then you will get this accumulation of material that systematically weakens and hardens your tissue. With that being said, certain water hardens the blood vessels and the tissues and tends to produce stones in the kidneys and the gallbladder. Another kind of water dissolves those very waste materials which produce those conditions. As these mineral wastes are dissolved, it passes from the body and it results in improved health. So with that being said, it can be easily stated that the best type of water for the body is the type of water that contains the least amount of these dense, inorganic, earthy minerals, which have been unquestioningly shown to cause the symptoms and condition of old age or degeneration in general. Here's a quote from Dr. Shelton, one of the world's most renowned natural hygienists from the early 20th century. "No water that comes out of the ground is fit to be put into the body, for it is laden with minerals in solution which solidify and settle in the tissues and joints, causing stiffness and other degenerative changes." Pretty straightforward, pretty self-explanatory. So, the answer to the question, what water is best for human consumption? The best type of water for human consumption is pure distilled water. Pure distilled water contains absolutely nothing in it besides H2O. It is clean, zero impurities. The process that creates distilled water is a natural process that removes absolutely everything from that water, so you're left with nothing but the cleanest of substances for your body to be nourished by. Now, of course, in so saying this, I'm going to be jumped on by all sorts of experts and water aficionados, stating things like, well, Eli, for the past such and such thousands of years, water has been falling into water basins and collecting, and all the animals in the animal kingdom drink water from water basins, and humans have been doing this for many, many years. Yes, I'm very, very, very well aware of this, that we have been doing this in the past. It is also worth noting that there are hundreds and hundreds of behaviors from our past that we did do at some point that aren't necessarily in line with proper harmony, proper morality, and proper nutrition. used to practice child sacrifice. We used to practice adult sacrifice. It used to be okay to marry female children as adults. We still have forced marriage, where people are forced to marry those to which they do not want to pair with. We used to kill whales for oil. We used to use the entrails of animals to predict the future. Okay, so just because we used to do something doesn't necessarily mean that it is true or right or correct. So, how can I harmonize this truth that humans have been drinking out of beds of water from the earth for long periods of time with what I'm telling you about distilled water being the best type of water for human consumption? I'm going to harmonize these two seemingly contradictory things by first telling you how distilled water is created by nature and your relationship to that type of process as a human being with this particular body. Rainwater is a product of distillation. Water at the surface of the earth is sufficiently heated and produces water vapor. It is the heating of water that creates the water vapor that releases all the impurities and leaves all of the earthy materials behind, and that pure water vapor rises up into the atmosphere. The atmosphere, as it gets cooler and cooler as you ascend, cools the water vapor recondenses, and it falls back to the earth as rain. That type of water is the purest water in nature. Okay, you will not find a purer water than distilled water. Unfortunately, rainwater collects human pollution now in the atmosphere, so I don't recommend drinking pure rainwater, because there's a chance it could pick up a lot of chemicals from the air. However, there is another area in which nature distills water, and that is through the root system of the vegetation on the earth. The type of water that is in all fruits that are grown on this planet is distilled water. There is no such thing as a man-made water filtration device that is more efficient, more perfect than that used by a fruit-bearing tree or plant. So anytime you've taken a bite of any type of fruit, a watermelon, an orange, an apple, a banana, a pear, or whatever, you were always taking distilled water with that fruit. Now, here's where the magic comes in. Once you realize the natural laws and principles that govern life. When you realize that the human body is only designed to eat the fruits and the herbs of the earth, it becomes unnecessary to drink the water in the water basins because you get the pure distilled water from the fruits that you eat, and you never have need to drink water in its barren, plain H2O form. You understand? So when you live in harmony with your biology, and you eat predominantly fruits, and you eat vegetables, and you eat nuts maybe in small proportions, then you are sufficiently hydrated and never grow thirsty. You never have a need to drink water outside of the way that nature has prepared it for you in the fruits that you eat. That's why distilled water is the best type of water. Because it is nature's intention that you eat your water and your food in the same beautiful package, right? It's all right there in that fruit. You eat it, everything is taken care of for you. You don't need to go and find water. You just need to eat what you're supposed to eat. You see how wonderfully that harmonizes, right? When you understand what your body is, it fits so perfectly. Yes, of course. If nature is using distilled water in the fruits that are given to me, then naturally distilled water would be the best type of water for me to drink, right? Of course. Here's a quote from another hygienist, George R. Clements. "For purification, distilled water is the solvent to be used. After wastes are dissolved, muscular exercise can force the dissolved poisons and wastes from the tissues into the blood, so that the blood can carry such wastes to the excretory organs. Then these organs can squeeze and pour the wastes out from the body." So you got natural living, drinking of distilled water combined with exercise, and you've got a formula for pumping out those inorganic wastes from your system. Now, if you're hydrating with fruits and fruit juices, that's an even better solvent for these acid wastes and for these inorganic mineral wastes, because the acids in the fruit have solvent properties on their own in addition to the distilled water that they're contained in. There are some people that are still going to be on the fence about this and still claim that because we do have essential minerals that we need to get them from hard mineral waters. Here's something that you should know about inorganic minerals. Inorganic minerals never become an integral part of the body structure. They enter the body as inorganic minerals, they settle in the body as inorganic minerals, and if they ever leave the body, they leave as inorganic minerals just the same. They are absolutely unchanged. When you sprinkle salt all over your salad, or over your potatoes, or your beans, or your legumes, or your chicken menstrual cycle product, or your pig or cow carcass, when you sprinkle salt on those, that salt comes out of you in the exact same way that it came in. It's inorganic, dense, earthy material. Your body can't deal with this. That is up to the plant kingdom to transmute and translate the inorganic material into something that you can use. Only plants can do this. No organism blessed with the breath of life can do this. If these earthy minerals actually became integrated into your body tissue, as people believe they do, by the time you were 12 or 15 years old, you would probably be a solid block of lime salt or calcium carbonate. You would be a solid block of earth material. Luckily, you don't. In his work, The Human Body, Logan Clendenig, eminent physiologist, said, "In youth, the arteries are elastic, but as the body grows old, they become stiffer on account of the replacement of their elastic tissues by fibrous tissues and lime salts. In many cases, the arteries may be markedly thickened and even so calcified as to have earned the term gooseneck arteries, because the deposits of lime salts give them the corrugated feeling like that of a goose as one feels its neck." I really hope this cleared up any misconceptions you've had about water drinking and what water is best for the human being or any other animal on the planet. So anytime you hear people telling you about this absurd idea that distilled water leaches minerals from the human body, you can officially dismiss that absurd notion as the riffraff that it is. Mother Nature and the creative principle are not so stupid as to infuse fruits with distilled water, which is meant for human and animal nutrition, so that that very distilled water weakens and debilitates and degenerates you when you eat it. Do you think Mother Nature is really that stupid? Has such disdain for the life that it hopes to support? That it would deliberately put distilled water in fruits and vegetables so that it demineralizes you and weakens you? The concept is just so absurd. You will get plenty of minerals and nourishment from the fruits and the vegetables that you eat. It does not need to come from an exogenous water source. The distilled water that comes in the fruits and vegetables is plenty to hydrate you. And even if it weren't, and you were to drink distilled water in its man-made distilled form, it is not going to leach minerals from your body. The only leaching that happens is the leaching of inorganic waste products from your body that shouldn't have been there in the first place. That is what the distilled water is pulling from your system. Yes, it's pulling inorganic minerals, but those minerals are inorganic. And so they shouldn't be there. And so it's good that they get purged from the body, okay? That's where this confusion comes from. So hopefully this lecture clarifies all of that riffraff for you. Thank you so much for listening to me. This is, again, another very important topic. If any of this lecture didn't make sense or I didn't explain anything clearly, then yeah, leave me a comment below in the comment section. I'll try to address whatever I missed. And again, if you're finding this channel, this group as helpful and informative, then please subscribe, share this with your friends or anyone that you feel, needs clarification on these vital, vital issues of human health and human life. Anyway, thanks a lot again, guys, and we will see you next time on the FreeMelon Society.